what's up everyone? Jeremy, founder of Quick Mail Ontario. Today I want to talk to you about the importance of social in an entrepreneurship setup. So I'm not talking about your friends that are working 9 to 5, go and have a beer with them and so on, that's fine, that's fun. But you can't really talk business with them. Why? Well, because two things. First of all, they come from a 9 to 5 type of mentality, They don't necessarily have the entrepreneurial spirit, and they won't be necessary to help you because they're not quite there yet. They're not in your frame of mind. They've done their job, it's 9 to 5, they got their paycheck every month. They don't really know what it is like to actually, gain a different paycheck based on your efforts and how much you can hustle and then get the thing done. They don't quite understand that. And the other thing, so they can't relate. The other thing is they're 9 to 5 jobs, so usually when it's outside of those hours, they don't really like to talk business. Like, hey dude, I'm off duty now. I'd like to talk about something else. I like to enjoy a good movie, or I like to enjoy playing, bowling with you, but not necessarily talk business. So what do? We just usually turn out to the person that is the closest, which is our wives or girlfriends, depending. And we all know, and that's not going to be a surprise, but we all know that basically they tune off. They can't really sustain that. And the same problem as 9 to 5, usually they're not in that entrepreneurial mindset. No spouse, it could be also reverse, it could be a wife and a husband the other way around, it doesn't really matter. The point is that sometimes they just tune off because it's way too much information and they're not necessarily passionate about that. They're happy for you, but they are not really passionate in that, and they don't need to know every detail, and maybe they'd like to talk about something else. It's really impractical, and you may damage the relationship more than actually doing anything else. So, what do we do? Well, I tell you what not to do is to go to a meetup for entrepreneurs and then try to find other people to connect to. Now, let me tell you, meetup for entrepreneurs equal bunch of people who have absolutely no idea how to do business, gather together and then act as if they know how to do business, or they play business. Well, it's very easy to know who actually know how to do business is the people who don't come back, or the people who actually leave because they sort of figured out and they say, actually, this is a waste of time. But occasionally, I just go there because I'm bored myself, or my friends are like 9 to 5 and they don't always come out with me, it's kind of a problem actually. When you're working your hours, you can go, on a Tuesday afternoon, it's way better because there is no one on the golf course or whatever. But sorry, I can't, I'm working. It's like, yeah, shit, they're working. Anyway, point is, I went there and this Monday, and I managed to actually find one guy who did have a business, like, woohoo! He actually created 2 businesses. He was on his second business. The second business was a hardware business. He had a small team. He was trying to get funding, blah, 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 the usual story. I'm not interested about this one. But I was interested in his previous company, so I asked him, what did you do at your previous company? And it turned out that he was doing like a CRM on a SaaS, on the cloud, so something quite similar to me in terms of the business. So I was super curious, and I keep asking some questions as to, what happened, what happened with your business, why did you actually stop it, and so on. He said, well, it died, I got bored after 6 or 8 years working on it. I say, oh gee, yeah, 6 or 8 years could be, I don't know, where I would be in 6 or 8 years on QuickMail or not. So I asked him, how much were you making? And he was making 25K a month. Now I'm only at 18K a month. So, that got me thinking, it's like, hold on a second, you threw away or you killed the company because you're getting bored when it's reaching 25K? What's the story here? So I asked him with a lot of questions, and it turned out that he, after working 6 or 8 years in the business, he was bored and wanted to do something else. And he had the money, because 25K a month is a pretty good amount of money. So he went ahead and then created a new company to try out something else. I said, what happened with the previous one? Say, I just let it die. And over the last 2 years, then the revenue shrinks to 0. Now, this is such a freaking waste. You don't throw the baby with the water when you're getting bored of your company. Fuck, he was making 25K a month. Now that got you thinking, what happens if after all that hard work, you just say, that's it, I'm bored, I give up, yeah, let's kill the fucker. You don't do that, right? So why would on earth be in that position? So I keep on asking some questions, and it became way obvious what happened. Two things. The first thing is he wasn't able to level up. He was actually working in the business, which is a bad advice. Don't work on the things you're passionate if this is working in the business, like I said in my previous episodes. Because then at some point, what happened when you're bored? Well, you don't want to keep on working with it, and then you're just going to kill it because you never developed the business. You only worked in the business. So that's the first thing. He wasn't able to level up. He was doing the support himself. He was doing the sales himself. He was doing the development himself. He was doing everything by himself. Well, it was kind of obvious that should he have other entrepreneur friends who've been there and already done that, he would have outsourced some of those things. So at the end of the day, the whole operational side would have been offset, and he would just be on a board member, just giving strategical directions to, I think you guys should do that, kind of thing. Or what are the stats on that? Okay, well, keep doing it, you're doing great, whatever kind of thing. But he wasn't able to reach this level. And so he worked all in the business, and once the passion was gone, then it's really hard to remotivate yourself. So how could he avoid it? Can that be avoided? Can you actually manage to level up at some point? And the answer is yes, but you need the help of other people sometime. I'm not talking about Joe from his 9-to-5 job. I'm talking about real other entrepreneurs who've been there, done that, or struggling in the same sort of, in the same situation, and who can help each other. Now, how do you do that, right? I would say you need to find out a group of people who are the same level as you, or just 1 or 2 steps ahead. Otherwise, it'd be completely disconnected, like 9-to-5 guy, but it'd be like Bob, the CEO of a 5,000 people company. Not quite the same challenges and problems as you in a 1 to 10 company. So you need to find other entrepreneurs who are close to you in sort of the same niche, or maybe close by, with different sort of skill set and strength. So maybe one is really good in marketing, one is really good in sales, the other one is really good in product development, and you sort of draw advice and ideas and tactics and strategy from everyone to sort of help you to sort of leverage, and push yourself out of the operational and then kind of work on the business and get around some of the struggles, some of the limiting belief that you have, to be able to reach out to where you want, where you can have the business running on its own without depending on your mood and depending on your passion and depending on you, simply because sometimes you quite see that in small companies, the sales has to go through the CEO, but as the company mature, it doesn't go through the CEO anymore, it goes through the process. So you need to figure out who those people are, reach out to people you identify in your niche, or close by. Like I'm in a SaaS business, so my mastermind group is with other people in a SaaS business. We're doing different products, but there is parallels and things we can help on each other with tactics and strategy. And again, like I say, also mental shift or mindsets kind of thing. So reach out to them and just ask them, it's like, hey, I'm building this mastermind group where we can exchange ideas, we can help each other, we can exchange ideas, tactics, strategy, whatever kind of thing. The idea is really to help yourself accelerate your growth and your business, and try to get around struggles and find solutions to our challenges, things like that. And they may tell you, well, I'm already in a group, and then you say, hey, cool, you got this free slot, how about I join you for 2 weeks, guys, and then you decide if you like me or not. Or maybe they have no space, like my mastermind group. I'm sorry, guys, but I have no space for anyone else at this stage. But maybe they will say yes, and then off you go. You only need like 4 or 5 people maximum, so you like in a 6-person group. If it's too much, then it's not really interesting. You don't have enough time to talk about your problems, your struggles, and they don't have enough time to give you help on those problems. So try to make the group small, maybe a 4-person group to start with, great, or a 6-person group. What's important is you do it on a regular basis, and you have a strong interest on helping each other, and then take it from here. And I have 2 mastermind groups. I have one, like I described, it's online. It's with people all over the world, so I get a different mindset. approach from different culture, because obviously each culture buys a bit what solution or what challenges or how to tackle things. So it's great to have this sort of versatility, different point of views, different horizon, because they give like a lot of different feedback, things you may not have come up with. So that's a great thing. I do it once a week for an hour, a hangout where we explain, okay, well, this is what we've done, this is what we're trying to do, this is our challenges, and then we just help each other on that basis. On top of that, I have a second mastermind group, which is a physical one this time. So it's people in a region, and one evening a month we go, it's in turn, we cook a good meal at our place, we invite all the other ones, they come in, and then we have like a deep dive session on everyone. So we basically have like a good meal, and after that we go into business, and then we talk about, okay, what's your problem, and then we really go deep onto the issues, things we may not have seen, and then you got some pattern, and it's like, oh, maybe that's a scarcity, things coming back, or whatever kind of mindset limitation that you may have, that will come back, and you will be able to do really good work on that. And it's very useful whether you're in a solo entrepreneur or whether you're in a 1 to 10 company or even maybe more. One person in our mastermind group has a 30-person company, but it's useful sometimes. You can't really talk those issues sometimes, or those personal struggles, with people you're working daily with. It's not always easy to share stuff with co-founder, and sometimes you need an eye of someone who is not vested in your business, who has only your who is only interested in helping you and is not really emotionally attached to the business. That's really an invaluable point of view. Anyway, that's it for this week. Try to seek people who you can connect with, who are the similar level as you, where you can go together on that journey, and then making sure you don't throw the baby with the water if you manage after all those years of struggle to reach a position that is a pretty good position. That's it for this week. As usual, comment, subscribe to the YouTube channel, subscribe on the mailing list somewhere here. Do whatever you want if you want to be kept informed. And I see you next week.